Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I'm in the middle of a series comparing as many different lawnmowers as I can get access to from different brands. I just took delivery of 2 more mowers. One of them we're showing in this video, the other one we'll be comparing to it within the next week. So the mower we're talking about today is this Hustler stand-on mower. Besides looking specifically just at this mower, I also want to explain a couple things that apparently some of you guys don't understand about how demo mowers work and how you can save some money on mowers. Now, previous to having this, I purchased, actually before I had a YouTube channel, I sold my sit-down zero-turn mower and I bought 2 stand-on mowers to use in a lawn care business that I started. And I've shut that business down. I no longer do lawn care, but I've put my own money and hundreds of hours on stand-on mowers. So after we look at this specific mower, I want to talk a little bit about why someone like myself would sell their sit-down zero-turn mower and buy a stand-on, whether they're running a business or they're just a property owner. First thing I want to do is mow this part of my front yard. Then we're going to take it to some places on the property that are a little harder to mow. So this mower specifically is only a 36-inch cut. Now with all the acreage I have and as much as I mow, if I was getting another stand-on mower, I would definitely get a wider cut. But this same model or same basic design of mower, you can get all the way up to a 60-inch cut, which is what I'm using now in my sit-down zero-turn. So everything I'm talking about in regards to this mower applies equally regardless of the width of cut. These narrow 36-inch mowers are really popular with people who do residential mowing, especially in higher-end neighborhoods with a lot of small yards that they can go through quickly. The other big advantage to these is that you can fit them through a standard 36-inch gate, very easy to transport, lightweight. You can put them onto a smaller trailer. So that's the reason a lot of the pros use these types of small mowers. One of the reasons I've always been a big fan of the stand-on mowers is that they do a better job than a sit-down mower at holding a hillside. And I'm turning around on this slope here to kind of demonstrate that. Nothing you show on video ever shows how steep a slope is. It kind of flattens everything out with the effect of the camera. But there's about a 6-foot drop from my front porch to where the camera's setting. It's pretty steep, really. It's a steep place to turn around on the side of the hill. And I feel like these do a pretty good job at that. I do exactly the same thing with my sit-down zero-turn. I just feel it slides more on the hill. Step from here down to here. Right here, it's about a 12-inch drop. As you get down, it's at least 18 inches drop off in a very narrow spot. So it's pretty steep angle. When your mower's leaning that way, your body's leaning this way. And these mowers are a lot lighter than the sit-down comparable version. And so if the mower weighs 1,600 pounds like that last Cub Cadet I had, then my 200 pounds doesn't matter that much. But when the mower weighs 650 pounds and all that weight's down low, and then my 200 pounds is up here, off to the side, it makes leverage to balance the mower. Just like if you were, say, riding a dirt bike and you lean, you can balance that dirt bike. Now that's an extreme version, but you do that a little bit with these. So let's try it. So I'm demoing this mower through the tractor yard. It is a Hustler Super S 36-inch cut, and it's just here for me to demonstrate in this video. But because it's a demo unit, that means it's priced way down from retail. The retail is around $10,000, but this exact mower right here you can pick up for $8,700. The fact that just about anyone can get access to a demo machine, whether they have a YouTube channel or not, is something that it would seem a lot of people don't realize. But I'm going to talk about that more later in the video. There's a tendency in my videos for me to sound like a salesman for whatever piece of equipment I happen to be using that day. And it's not really intentional, because I could not care less whether anyone buys a mower like this. I'm just giving my thoughts on the piece of equipment I have that day. So a few days ago in my video, I reshaped this pond bank from coming out and then dropping off to having more of a gradual slope. Previously, the only way I could mow this was to angle my bush hog down and back the tractor up over it and let it get what it got, and it didn't get everything. What I'm hoping is that now I can drive a lawnmower all the way down here and then just come behind with a weed eater. Previously, it was just too much to weed eat and it was too far down, I could hardly reach it. It's all about trial and error, finding out what works. Now, I think the mower I had before, the Cub Cadet with the steering wheel, would be the perfect machine for this. But a stand-on zero turn will handle a hill a lot better than a sit-down zero turn. This is not speculation or something I heard someone else say. I've got 600 hours on stand-on mowers, and they just do. It's a shorter wheelbase. The center of gravity is lower. You can affect it by the way you stand on it. And just something about the design makes them handle a hill better. Now, if I run this off in the pond, I guess that's what happens, but we're going to find out. Have I shaped this in a way that this mower could handle it? And obviously there's no grass growing across it since I've reworked it, so I won't have the deck on. I'm just going to see if it drives down here. And if it had grass, it would be a more secure place to drive, because this loose kind of wet dirt is going to make me want to slide more than if it had grass across it. So now I want to talk about why someone would pick a stand-on mower and how you could save money on any mower that you're looking to buy. So with a stand-on mower, there's a bunch of advantages. One is on and off. So I'm driving this mower, moving along. Oh, there's a stick I don't want to run over. I let off this. I hit the PTO button to stop the blades. I stop and I grab this, put it where I want. The mower's still running. Just pull the knob and I'm going again. That may not seem like a big deal, but if you're on and off your mower a lot, it is a big deal. And it's really a convenience and a time-saving thing. And for me, I find it to be more fun to stand on this and run it. And a lot of people find that hard to believe if you've not used one, but there's a couple things. First, if you've never been on one of these, you're going to get on it and you're going to want to stand like this. And these platforms have spring cushioning in them. So they already cushion you some, but you're going to stand on it straight up and down like this and start driving. You're like, man, this thing kind of bounces you around. Well, that's not what I do. I hang my heels off the back, which gives you a nice little calf stretch. Then I lean forward and I put my body against it. Now it's like when my son played ball. He's playing basketball, you bend your knees and you sink your hips a little bit. You're playing football, you're going to tackle, you bend your knees, you sink your hips. You're playing baseball, you're going to hit a ball. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Fielding a ground ball. Anything you're doing, any type of movement, you should do from an athletic position. And that's what I'm doing here. I kind of bend my knees, lean into it a little bit, and sometimes I'll rock back like this, sometimes like this, and sometimes I'll stand like this, but it feels like a much more active movement. And you think, man, I just want to sit down. There's nothing wrong with that. I like sit-down mowers too, but this is a very comfortable way to mow. And the amount of movement to move your handles is just like this instead of like this. So I find them to be comfortable. You might not find them to be comfortable. It doesn't matter if I like using one. What matters is, do you like using it? Well, that's the next point I want to talk about. If you're watching me review a mower and it's got a steering wheel, or it's a stand-on, or it's electric, or it's got a special suspension like a Ferris, you say, you know, I wonder if I would like that as much as Brock does. I got all these comments saying, must be nice to be able to demo all these mowers. And I think what people don't realize is from a lot of these brands, you can get your phone out, type in Hustler dealer, Skag dealer, Ferris dealer. You call them and you say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a nice mower, but I want to try it before I buy it. This might depend on your area or the brand, but in my experience, a lot of these brands, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. You don't have to have a lawn care business. If you just tell them, I've been looking at mowers and I'm down to this Hustler right here or a Skag, and I can't decide, they're going to let you drive that mower. And why is that? Because they want to sell their mowers as new mowers, not used mowers. Well, Hustler wants them to sell mowers too. So they set up demo programs. So let's say this mower right here cost roughly, let's say $10,000. This mower came from the tractor yard. If the tractor yard says, Hustler, we're going to take 2 stand-on mowers and 2 sit-down mowers and we're going to make those demo mowers, then Hustler gives them a demo mower credit so that they can allow customers to use this mower and use it and use it. And then after a while, they can sell it as a used mower, even though it's only been used a little bit as a demo. So one example of that is that Cub Cadet with the steering wheel. We knocked $2,500 off the price of it. And the guy who came here and bought it with 3 hours on it with a $2,500 discount. So money saving tips. If you're thinking about buying one of these mowers, call your Hustler dealer, ask them if they have a demo mower. If they do, they'll probably let you mow your yard with it and decide if you like it. And if not, they'll at least let you mow a spot behind their dealership or something. You are allowed to run these mowers before you buy them. Number 2, ask them, do you have any demo mowers for sale? Because this mower right here has 17 hours on it. It was brought here with 16 hours on it. I've put an hour of mowing on it today. And somebody is probably going to come here to my house and buy this for a lot less than a new mower. And so that's a great advantage to these types of mowers. Now, who is this mower right for? This exact mower is not right for me here on this property. I have too much acreage that I mow to need a 36-inch mower. Now, what I bought before when I was starting a lawn care business was a 54-inch, and I wanted a 60. The whole time I wanted a 60, but I got a 54 because two features I wanted weren't available on the 60. But I bought a 54-inch stand-on and a 36 because the 36 can fit between a normal gate. They have a lot of other advantages. So if you mow multiple properties and you want to take these with you, this has a much smaller footprint. It's much lighter. You don't need a big truck or a big trailer to haul these. Even a small half-ton truck, you could have 3 of these on a mid-sized trailer if you have a mowing business. So for professional mowing guys, these can be very efficient. They're less expensive, they're not as heavy, they take up less space on the trailer, which allows you to transport easier. You can fit them through a gate. You're quick on, quick off. The customer wants to talk to you. Leave the mower running, you're off of it in 2 seconds, back on it in 2 seconds. Very convenient. As a property owner, they're great for hillsides. They're a complement to your other mower if you have a lot of tight spaces. They let you get up closer to things and follow the contour of like a rock garden or something a lot better. So there are several advantages to these mowers. Now, this is not the exact mower I would buy, but I do enjoy using stand-on mowers. These mowers have the same drives. They have the same commercial built decks that will be on your larger zero turns, but because they have a smaller footprint, they're not as heavy. But that deck is every bit as heavy as the more expensive sit-down mower. The hydraulic drives that run the wheels are the same hydraulic drives. They're not lesser hydraulic drives. Now, a lot of times they do have a smaller, lower horsepower engine on the stand-on mowers. So my advice is, if you ever get a chance to play on one of these, just try it out, see what you think. May not be for everyone, but it is for somebody. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.